Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I've shared my screen. Visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
very good. Very good. Okay, we'll answer the 15th question. In a test, plus 5 marks are given for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. So you get 5 marks if you answer it correctly. You lose 2 marks if your answer is incorrect. So this is given to you. This information is given to you. Now we'll have to answer these questions. Rohan answered all questions and scored 24 marks, though he got 8 correct answers. So he got 8 correct answers. And the total number of correct answers, 8. Total marks, 24. You need to know 2 things. How many questions were answered correctly? How many questions were answered incorrectly? You need to know both. Only then you can find the total score. Okay, so you need to know the number of questions answered correctly and the number of questions answered incorrectly. Then only you can find the total score. So see here, it's given that Rohan got 8 correct answers. So this is for Rohan. Number of correct answers. Disable your mic. Number of correct answers is equal to 8. Mark per correct answer. What is the mark for every correct answer? Plus 5. So what does he get? How many marks does he score for answering 8 questions correctly? So marks obtained or marks got for the correct answers is equal to 8 into plus 5. So it's 40. Now, how many answers has he, how many questions has he answered incorrectly? We don't know. So number of incorrect answers, we don't know. So we'll take this X. Mark per incorrect. This is marks got. Okay, mark got for every correct answer. This is the mark lost for every incorrect answer. So mark per incorrect answer is equal to minus 2. Minus 2. So marks for the incorrect answers will be X into minus 2. That is minus 2X. You need to know the number of questions he's answered correctly and the number of questions he's answered incorrectly. It's given here. You can see here. Okay, I'm not finding my pointer. Just a second. Yeah. So you can see here, he got 8 correct answers. Rohan got 8 correct answers. So he's answered 8 questions correctly. How many questions has he answered incorrectly? That is not given. How many questions Rohan has answered incorrectly is not given. That's why we've taken that as X. That's why we've taken that as X. Oh my God, it's gone. Again, because the paper is white, no, I'm not able to find the pointer at all. Okay, I had written. Oh, it's here. The options are in white and the paper is in white, so I'm not able to see the icons at all. Just a minute. Yeah. Mm. Yes. So correct answer is 8. Mark for every correct answer plus 5. So the total marks he's got for answering 8 answers correctly is 8 into plus 5. 8 fives are 40. So a positive 40. Number of questions answered incorrectly, we don't know. So X. And the mark for every incorrect answer is minus 2. So the marks for all the incorrect answers will be X into minus 2. So minus 2X. Now these two put together, what is Rohan's total score? He scored 24 marks. So the marks he's got for correct answers and the marks for incorrect answers together is equal to 24 because the total score is 24. So put both of them together. So the equation is 40, which he gets for answering 8 questions correctly, and minus 2x, which he gets for the incorrect answers. These two together is equal to 24. Is the equation. This is the equation.
Ma'am,
Put
can
both
you
the
teach
marks.
the first, ma'am? Now only I was joined, ma'am.
No, you have to use the recording, Akshay, because tomorrow is the test, So if I go back, then you will get it. Don't worry, I'll share the recording immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Or maybe after the class, I'll try to help you alone. Okay. So 4 plus minus 2x is equal to 24. Put both of it together. 40 and minus 2x together to construct the equation for total marks. So 40 plus minus 2x is equal to 24. So now how do we solve this? Just write that equation again. So we have 40 plus minus 2x is equal to 24. So 40. Now you'll have to bring 24. You'll have to bring 24 to the left-hand side. So it will become plus 24, will become minus 24. All right. And then you'll have to take, before that you can open the bracket here. So it will be 40 plus into minus minus 2x is equal to 24. Now you'll have to transpose 2x minus 2x here and 24 here. So 40 on the right hand side, you have plus 24. So when you transpose, when you take it to the left hand side, it will become minus 24 is equal to minus 2x on the left hand side. So when it comes to the right hand side, it will become plus 2x. Plus 2x. So 40 minus 24 is 16 is equal to 2x, or 2x is equal to 16. So x is equal to 16 divided by 2. Because 2 and x are in multiplication. So 2 will come for division here. X is equal to 16 by 2, which is 8. We'll see it quickly again. Akshay, now you can just listen carefully. Number of correct answers, 8. Marks for every correct answer plus 5. So the total marks for answering 8 questions correctly will be 8 into 540. Number of questions answered incorrectly, we don't know how many. So X. And marks for every incorrect answer is minus 2. So the marks for X incorrect answers will be X into minus 2, which is minus 2X. Now put these two together, 40 and minus 2X. The marks for incorrect and correct answers together Is his total marks 24? Rohan's total score is 24. Is equal to 24. So now there's an equation. We'll have to solve this. When you open the bracket, plus into minus is minus. 2x is equal to 24. You need to transpose. You need to have the numbers on one side and the x on the other side. You need to have the numbers on one side and x on the other side. So 40. Bring this to the left-hand side. So plus 24 becomes minus 24 is equal to, take this minus 2x to the right-hand side. So minus 2x becomes plus 2x. 40 minus 24 is 16 is equal to 2x, or 2x is equal to 16. X is equal to, now 2 and x are in multiplication. So when you transpose 2, it will go for division. 16 by 2, which is 8. So that means he's answered 8 questions incorrectly. He's answered 8 questions incorrectly. Yeah, now we're not going to write now. Just take a screenshot. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Look at the 16th one. Oh no, we have to answer the second part in the 15th one. The second part in the 15th one. Smita answered all questions and scored minus 15 marks, though she got 3 correct answers. How many incorrect answers had they attempted? It's had she attempted, okay? Smita answered all questions, okay, and scored minus 15 marks. That is, Smita's total marks is equal to minus 15. And how many correct answers? 3. How many incorrect answers did she attempt? Okay, had they attempted, it's not that. Did she attempt? So same procedure. So for Smita, how many correct answers? Number of correct answers? Tell me. Number of correct answers, how much?
3, ma'am.
3. What is the mark per correct answer? What is the mark
Plus
per
5.
correct answer?
Plus 5. Plus 5.
Plus 5. So what is the mark for all correct answers? Mark for all correct answers is equal to 3 into plus 5, which is 15. Yes or no? Or simply 3 into 5. Or just 3 into 5, 15. Yes or no?
Yes,
You can write 3 into 5 or 3 into plus 5. Both are fine. Okay. Now, how many incorrect answers? How many questions did Smita answer incorrectly? Is it given?
No, ma'am.
No, it's not given. So, number of incorrect answers. It's not given. How many incorrect answers is not given? Number of incorrect answers. So, we'll take it as Y. We don't know. It's not given. So, Y. Mark per incorrect answer. Mark per incorrect answer? It's given in the question. How much? What's the mark for every incorrect answer?
-2.
-2. -2. -2. So mark for all incorrect answers is equal to y into -2, which is -2y. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now put both of this together. What is her total score? Smita answered all questions and scored -15 marks. So that's her total score. And scored -15 marks, though, okay, we'll not read the rest of the question. So the Smita's total mark is equal to -15. So put these two together. Marks for correct answers and marks for incorrect answers together is equal to -15. Her total score -15. See, is equal to -15. Her total score is -15. How much she got for correct answers? 15. How much for incorrect answers? -2y. So correct answers marks plus incorrect answers marks together, her total score is equal to -15. So this is the equation. So there's nothing but 15 minus 2y is equal to -15 because plus into minus is minus. Now we'll have to transpose, which means you'll have to bring this plus, you'll have to have the numbers on one side. You'll have to have the numbers on one side and that y, that variable term on the other side. You must bring this here and take this to the other side. So this 15, write it as it is. This -15 when it comes to the other side. See, there's the equal to sign here. When you bring this -15 to the other side of the equal to sign, it will become +15 is equal to, when you take this -2y to the other side of the equal to sign, it will become +2y. So 30 is equal to 2y. Or write it the other way, like A is equal to B. That means B is equal to A. So you can exchange the sides like that. So 2y is equal to 30. 30 is equal to 2y or 2y is equal to 30. Now we have to find y, right? So y is equal to, write this 30 as it is. 2 and y are in multiplication. So when you transpose opposite operation, it will come for division. 2 and y, they are in multiplication. 2 into y, they are in multiplication. So when you take 2 to the other side, you'll have to use the opposite operation. So division. So y is equal to 30 by 2, y is equal to 15. So the number of, what is y? The number of incorrect answers. So Smita has answered 15 questions incorrectly. Yeah, take a picture, children. Taken?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll take a similar question from NCRT. If that exercise is deleted, just let me know, okay? Because oh, I think it's not there. Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's here. Mm. Okay, we'll just answer this one and okay, or we'll do this one. So this is a similar one. Not exactly that, but the situation is the same. Look at this question. In a class test, plus 3 marks are given for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer and no marks for not attempting any question. So if you don't attempt any question, you don't get any marks for that. You don't lose marks also. So like you get 0. You don't answer a question, you get 0 for that. Radhika scored 20 marks. So correct answer plus 3. Incorrect answer minus 2. Now about Radhika, she scored 20 marks. If she got 12 correct answers, how many questions she attempted incorrectly? Oh, it's similar. I thought this was different. Okay, how many questions she attempted incorrectly? Now you tell me. How do we do it? Number of correct answers? Quickly. Number of correct answers, how much?
12, ma'am.
12. Yeah. Marks per correct answer?
Plus 3, ma'am.
Plus 3. So what is the mark for all? Mark for all correct answers? Quick.
It's 12 into plus 3.
Correct. How much is that? Yes. 36.
36.
Correct. 36, yeah. And how many incorrect answers? Number of incorrect answers? Is it given? Is it given? Number of incorrect answers, is it given? See, incorrect answers,
No,
incorrect questions, both. See, questions not attempted correctly. Questions not attempted correctly. And incorrect answers, both are the same. Don't get confused. If you have not attempted a question correctly, that means your answer is not correct. So incorrect answers. So number of incorrect answers, we don't know. So why? Mark per incorrect answer. Mark per incorrect answer, minus 2. So mark for all incorrect answers. Mark for all incorrect answers is equal to y into minus 2, which is minus 2y, correct? Tell me the equation. Yeah, tell me the equation. Put both the marks together. What's the total score she's got? 20. She's got a total of 20 marks. So 36 marks and minus 2y marks together makes 20 marks. When you take, see 36 she's got for correct answers. Minus 2y she's got for incorrect answers. When you put them together, you will get the total score, which is given to be 20. So this is 36 minus 2y is equal to 20. So transpose 36 minus 20 is equal to 2y. 16 is equal to 2y. Yeah. 2y is equal to 16. Y is equal to 16 by 2. Y is equal to 8. So number of questions attempted incorrectly is equal to 8.
28.
The next one is similar, so I'm not doing that. See, you can take a screenshot, or if you have a phone, you can take a photo and have a look at it later. Done?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look at this one. A shopkeeper earns a profit of ₹1. A shopkeeper earns a profit of ₹1 by selling one pen and incurs a loss of 40 paise per pencil. So if the shopkeeper sells one pen, profit is ₹1. If he sells one pencil, the loss is 40 paise. While selling pencils of our old stock. Why like this? Because the pencils were of old stock. So nobody will buy for the actual price. So the shopkeeper is selling for less price. That's why loss. In a particular month, she incurs a loss of ₹5. In this period, she sold 45 pens. How many pencils did she sell in this period? Okay. Very similar to this incorrect answer, correct answer. So see here. A number of pens sold. Answer my questions. How many pens are sold? Number of pens sold?
45 pence.
45. 45. Yeah. What is the profit per pen? Profit per pen?
1 rupees.
₹1. ₹1. So what is the total profit on selling pens?
45 rupees, ma'am. 45
Yeah.
rupees.
Total profit is equal to 45 into 1, which is ₹45. Now, how many pencils are sold? That's what we should find. See here, how many pencils did she sell in this period? That's what we should find. How many pencils we should find? So, number of pencils sold, what we'll take is equal to number of pencils sold is equal to
40 pence.
no pencils. That is a loss. Loss per pencil is 40 paise. 40 paise meaning 40 by 100. Rupees 40 by 100. You should have everything in rupees. See, 40 paise, which is rupees 40 by 100. So when you cancel, you get 0 gets cancelled. 2 2s are 2 5s are. So it is rupees 2 by 5. Rupees 2 by 5. Yeah, how many pencils are sold? I don't know. Only if you answer, I can go ahead. How many pencils are sold? Please read the question and tell me. See, this line has only information about the profit and loss on selling. One pen, profit is ₹1, and on selling one pencil, loss is 40 paise. That is what is in the first sentence. And in subdivision 1, read, in a particular month, she incurs a loss of ₹5. That's a total loss. In this period, in that month, she sold 45 pens. So how many pens she sold is given, 45 pens. But how many pencils has she sold? Is it given? No. So you should take this X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, any letter. So let the number of pencils sold be X because it's not given. Loss per pencil is 2 by 5. So the total loss is equal to now in integers we represent loss using a minus sign. So you can write minus here. So it's minus here and minus here. So what's the total loss? X into minus 4 by 5. So which is minus 4x by 5. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
We do not know the number of pencils sold. So X. Loss is, how do you convert paise to rupees? 40 by 100. So when you simplify, you get 2 by 5. Minus 2 by 5 because it's loss. Profit is positive, loss is negative. Because it's integers, you'll have to use the signs. So the total loss is X into, 2 by 5. No, by mistake, I've written 4 by 5. Sorry. 2 by 5. X into minus 2 by 5. So which is minus 2x by 5. Is it okay till here, children? Only then I can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, these two put together is a loss. In a particular month, she incurs a loss of 5 rupees. That means what? Which is greater? The loss is greater than the profit, right? Because by selling pens, she makes a profit. By selling the pencils, she makes a loss. And it's a total loss. In a particular month, she incurs a loss of 5 rupees. On the whole, it is a loss of 5 rupees. So how do you construct the equation? Yeah, I'm waiting for the answer from you. Think. I'll give you 2 minutes. Think. Similar to that correct questions, that questions answered correctly and incorrectly, children.
Actually, I cannot understand the question, ma'am. It's a little confusing.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Read the question, all of you. Read the question. I'll ask you some questions. Only then you will understand the question correctly. Yes, all of you read the question. There's no hurry. Read the question for yourself. Okay. Now tell me. When the shopkeeper sells 1 pen, what is the profit made? When the shopkeeper sells 1 pen, yeah, 1 rupee. When he sells 1 pen, the profit made is 1 rupee. When he sells 1 pencil, what's the loss incurred? When he sells 1 pencil,
40 paise.
40 paise. Is that understood? And
Yes.
when he sells the pencil, he's making a loss because pencils are old stock. So he wants to clear the old stock. So since the pencils are old, he's not able to sell them for the real price. He has to reduce the price and sell. So when he reduces the price, he's making a loss. Okay, that part is, you can understand that, but you can just ignore if that's not clear. But what you really need to understand is profit is 1 rupee on selling 1 pen, and the loss is 40 paise on selling 1 pencils. That's the general information given about the transaction happening in the shop. Now come to this question, the subdivision 1. In a particular month, overall, the loss is 5 rupees. That is, in that particular month, the shopkeeper has sold so many pens and pencils. On selling the pens and pencils, net, that on like all on all the transactions put together, the loss is 5 rupees. That loss is not only about the pencil. Considering, taking into account all the transactions that's happened in that month, the total loss is 5 rupees. Say, for example, the shopkeeper has sold pens for 500 rupees profit. Okay. And pencils, for a loss of, on selling the pencils, the loss is, say, 505. So what happens? This is profit. Some number of pencils, some number of pens are sold, and 500 is the profit. Some number of pencils are sold, and 505 is the loss. The shopkeeper sells both pens and pencils. On selling the pens, say the profit is 500. On selling the pencils, say the loss is 505. For example, the loss is 505. Then what is it? 500 rupees profit on pens, but 505 rupees loss on selling the pencils. So on the whole, it's a net loss, right? It's a net loss. 5 rupees loss. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
On the whole, it's a loss. You have made 500 rupees profit on selling the pens, but the loss on selling the pencils is 505. So both put together, on the whole, it's a loss. Though you made 500 profit, on the other side, it is 505 rupees loss. So on the whole, it's 5 rupees loss. That's what is given here. In a particular month, she incurs a loss of 5 rupees. And in that period, so you should always have these two, numbers. How many pens are sold? How many pencils are sold? Like in that question, how many correct answers? How many incorrect answers? How many correct answers? How many incorrect answers? Then you should know the mark for correct answer, the mark for incorrect answer. In the same way here, you should have how many pens are sold, how many pencils are sold. What is the profit per pen? What's the loss per pencil? Okay. Now let me write all this again. Okay, now tell me. How many pens are sold? Number of pens sold? Number of pens sold?
45.
45. Profit
45.
per pen? Yeah, profit per pen?
1 rupee.
1 rupee. See, if you want, you can convert it to paise also, children. If you feel, ma'am, it's fraction 2/5, it's difficult to calculate, you can convert. See, when you're answering, money should be totally in paise or totally in rupees. You cannot have one part in paise, the other part in rupees. If you want to avoid fractions, you can convert the larger unit to the smaller unit. That is, you can convert rupees to paise. Then you will not have fractions. So let me say profit per pen is rupees 1, which is equal to 100 paise. Then you should have everything in paise. Anyways, you can work. Okay. Now, what is the profit on all pens? Profit on all pens is equal to 45 into 100. That is 4500 paise. This is positive. Because at the profit, it's positive. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now come see. So I told you should know two numbers. How many pens are sold? How many pencils are sold? How many pens are sold? 45 pens are sold. What's the profit per pen? 1 rupee, which is 100 paise. Profit means positive. So plus 100. Plus, if you don't write also, it's plus, but you can write plus because we are working on integers. So you can put a plus sign there. So now the profit on all the pens, on selling all the 45 pens, the total profit is 45 into 100. So 4500 paise. And it's positive because it's profit. Now we are done with pens. Now coming to pencils. Number of pencils sold. Number of pencils sold. How much? Is it given? It's not given. See, that's only the question. How many pencils did she sell in this period? So number of pencils sold is not given. That only is the question. So number of pencils sold, X, Y, Z, anything. Say X. What is the loss per pencil?
40 paise, ma'am.
40 paise.
Paise.
40 paise. Now, what is the sign for 40 paise? Plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus. Now, what is the loss on all pencils? What's the loss on all the pencils? What?
Rupees 5.
That is not on all the pencils. The loss on all the pencils is number of pencils sold, X into minus 40. That is minus 40.
Minus 2 by 5.
Yeah, minus. No. That 5 rupees is the total thing. Like, no. I'll tell you where to use the 5 rupees. So minus 40 X paise. You should multiply these two. This and this, like you multiply these two. Number of pencils sold, X. Loss per pencil, minus 40. So the loss on all the pencils is X into minus 40, which is minus 40X. Now these two put together. Now the total loss is rupees 5. That is, it's minus. See, you should use a sign here because the total loss is 5. But we have everything in paise. So it is minus 5,000 paise. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now put both of it together. Like how did you do for the total marks? So like that, the profit, the total loss is minus 5,000. The total loss. So how do you get the total marks? The mark you got for correct answers and the mark you got for incorrect answers together is the total marks. In the same way here, the total loss is the profit which you get, the loss you see, this is the profit you have made. This is the loss on, this is the profit on selling the pens, and this is the loss on selling the pencils. These two should put them together. How do you put them together? So see here, 4500 minus 40x, put these two together, is equal to the total loss minus 5,000. See, I'll just write this on the next slide. So the total loss is equal to minus rupees 5. That is, total loss is equal to minus 5,000 paise. Now, how do you write the total loss? Like total marks is what you'll put the marks got for correct answers, marks got for incorrect answers together, and that is equal to total marks. In the same way here, what is the total profit? Plus 4500. What's the loss on? What's the profit on selling the pens? This much. What's the loss on selling the pencils? This one. So put them together like this. You can write anything first. Put them together. These two together is minus 5,000. Is the equation. And everything is in paise. We converted 1 rupee to paise. 40 paise was already in paise. And this 5 rupees we converted to paise. Oh my God, why did I write 5,000? Sorry, making so many mistakes. No, only if you say you understood till here, I can continue.
Ma'am, I think the answer is minus 125.
No, I don't want the answer. Did you understand till here?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
solve and
Yes, ma'am.
okay, solve and tell me the answer. How will you transpose? What will happen to minus 500 if it comes here?
Plus 500, ma'am.
Plus 500. What will happen to minus 40 if it goes here?
Plus 40.
Plus
Plus
40.
40, ma'am.
Now, what is 4,500 plus? I had made a mistake here, children. 5 rupees. No, I wrote 5,000 paise. So I corrected that. 5 rupees is 500 paise. I had written 5,000 earlier. Okay, so now here, this is 5,000 is equal to 40x, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, or you can write 40x is equal to 5,000. Both are correct. So x is equal to, now 40 is in multiplication. It will come for division to the other side. 5,000 divided by 40. So 0 and 0 gets cancelled. Then you divide 4 and 500. 500 by 4, you will get 125.
Answer 125, ma'am.
Correct.
Understood, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I think this is the second part. Okay, now look at the next one. In the next month, she earns neither profit nor loss. That means if you put both of that together, no, The answer should be 0. See, like if the teacher says you've answered some of them correctly, but the others incorrectly. Now, when I totaled your marks, it is 0 because you have, the student might have got, say, 25 marks by answering some questions correctly. But at the same time, the student has lost 25 marks by answering some questions incorrectly. So 25 marks you got from correct answers, 25 marks you lost from incorrect answers. So together 0, your total is 0, or that student's total is 0. In the same way, in the second sub question, the shopkeeper has sold pens and pencils. So some pens are sold, profit is he has got profit. Some pencils are sold, he's incurred loss. Now both put together, no profit, no loss. That means when you put both of them together, it's equal to 0. No profit, no loss means is equal to 0. Is equal to 0 because if 500 is the profit, 500 is the loss. So when you put them together, plus 500 profit, minus 500 loss. So what's the answer when you put them together? 0. So to answer the next question, how many pens are sold?
70 pence.
70 pens. Number of pens sold is equal to 70. What's the profit per pen? What's the profit per pen?
₹1, ma'am.
1 rupee. But we are writing everything in paise. So plus 1 rupee, which is
100
plus
paise.
100 paise. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's the total profit? What's the total profit? What is the total profit? If you sell 1 pen, profit is 100 paise. 2 pens, 200 paise. 3 pens, 300 paise. So 70 pens, 70 into
7,000.
yeah, 70 into plus 100, 7,000 paise. How many pencils are sold? Second sub question. How many pencils are sold?
Ma'am, is it 70 pencils?
Where is it given? Read and tell me. Children, you have integers for test tomorrow, right? Integers, fractions, and decimals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Read the second subdivision and tell me where is the number of pencils given. If nothing is given, you'll have to take it as X or Y or Z. Read the second subdivision. 70 pens are sold. You have to
Ma'am,
find.
there is no pencils are sold, so it will be A or X.
Yeah, so see here. Correct. How many pencils did she sell? How many pencils? So we don't know the number of pencils. So let the number of pencils sold be Y. Number of pencils sold is equal to Y. What's the loss per pencil? What is the loss per pencil?
40
paise.
paise.
Yeah, loss is negative. So minus 40 paise. So what's the total loss? How will you find the total loss?
Minus 40 multiplied by y.
Minus
Yeah.
40 y.
Correct. You can write minus 40 into y or y into minus 40. Both are fine. Anything is fine. Y into minus 40, which is minus 40 y paise. Minus 40 y paise. Now we'll have to put these two together. When you put these two together, that means it's like this. You put this positive and this negative, that is the profit and loss together. When you put them together, no profit, no loss. That means the answer is 0. See here. In the next month, she earns neither profit nor loss. That means if you put the profit and loss together, the answer is 0. The profit is 7,000. The loss is minus 40y. You put them together to find the total, the net profit or the net loss. But there's no profit or loss made. That means the answer is 0. The net profit, if the net profit, if the net profit is equal to the loss, that means you should say it's equal to 0. When you put the profit and loss together, it's equal to 0. Because of this information here, see here, this one. She earns neither profit nor loss. No profit, no loss. That means when you put the profit and the loss together, the answer is equal to 0. How will you solve this? Yeah, solve and tell me the answer, children. Solve in your book and tell me the answer. I'll just come back in a minute.
175, ma'am. Ma'am, answer is 175, ma'am.
Yeah, how do I solve this? Help me in transposing.
Plus. Ma'am, if we do the minus 40, if the minus 40 comes to the right side, we should multiply, ma'am.
No, minus 40y will become plus 40y. Then after that?
After that, 7,000 divided by 40, ma'am.
Correct. You can also write this as 40y is equal to 7,000. 40y is equal to 7,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So y is equal to
Then
7,000.
Cancelled.
Correct. Y is equal to 7,000 by 40. Cancel zeros.
Then 700 divided by 4, ma'am.
Correct. 2 2s are 2 350 times. Then again 2 1s are and 2 175 times. So y is equal to 175. So the number of pencils, what is y? See here, what is y here? Number of pencils sold. So the number of pencils sold is 175. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
All right. Let's answer this. An elevator descends into a mine shaft. So a mine is below the surface of the earth, right? Mining activity. The earth is dug and it happens below the surface of the earth. An elevator, so a lift, an elevator descends, meaning it goes down. An elevator is a lift Okay, it descends, meaning it goes down into a mine shaft. So a place where mining activity takes place below the surface of the earth. So say this is the surface of the earth. The elevator goes down into the mine shaft at the rate of 6 meters per minute. In 1 minute, it covers 6 meters. 6 meters per minute, meaning in 1 minute, the elevator goes down by 6 meters. If the descent, that is if it goes down, if the descent starts from 10 meters above the ground level, so this is the ground level, 10 meters above the ground level, how long will it take to reach minus 350 meters? So somewhere here. So this is the ground level, which is 0. Let's just use a number line vertically like this. We'll use a number line vertically like this. Okay, so this is 0. The surface, this is the Earth's surface. Earth's surface. All right, now say this is the position of the elevator and it's now 10 meters above the ground. This one is 10, this is 10. And it has to go down to this place, which is marked minus 350 meters. So now the elevator is at this point above the ground, which is marked 10. It's given there. If the descent starts from 10 meters above the ground level. So now the position of the elevator is this one, 10 meters above the ground. It's here. The surface of the ground, we take it as 0. 10 meters above the ground. The elevator is here. And where should it go? It has to go down into the mine shaft and reach this point, which is marked minus 350 meters. Very simple question. You just have to find how long it will take. How long will it take? Yeah.
We subtract minus 350 and 10, and we'll get the answer as minus 340, and we have to multiply into 6, so we'll get the answer. So like that.
No. It's not multiplication here, ma. And that the first part also you have to correct. It was not right. I'll tell you. Now, is the situation understood, children?
Yeah.
The situation is, see, I've marked 0, which is the surface of the earth. I've marked 10 meters above the surface of the earth, which is the present position of the elevator. I've marked minus 350 meters below the earth's surface, which is the position which the elevator has to reach. And the speed of the elevator is given to you. The elevator can cover 6 meters in 1 minute. Every minute it can cover 6 meters. You have to take the, you'll have to find the time taken by the elevator to reach. Now the elevator is here. When will it reach this position is your question. So just imagine you are standing here and you say this is not now for you. You just take it as a number line. Okay, supposing you're here and you have to walk from here to here. What's the distance you have covered? What is the distance from here to here? What is this distance? 10 meters. What is this distance? Forget positive, negative numbers there. What is the distance? 350 meters. So what's the total distance? 360 meters. See, you are here now. You have to walk from here to here. So you have to cover 10 meters, no? Then now you're here. You have to cover this distance. So how much distance are you covering? 350 meters. So first, from this point to the surface of the earth, from this point to the surface of the earth, you have to cover 10 meters. Then from the surface of the earth to this point, you have to cover 350 meters. So totally, how much have you walked? How much have you covered? 360 meters. .360 meters. So the distance to be covered is 360 meters. So we know that speed is equal to distance by time, and time is equal to distance by speed. So time taken will be distance is 360 meters divided by speed, which is 6 meters per second. So 6 ones are 6 6 are 60. So it will take 60 minutes. It will take 60 minutes or 1 hour. It will take 60 minutes or 1 hour for the elevator to reach this point, which is marked minus 350 meters. I'll work it here for you. So total distance or the distance to be covered. Distance to be covered is equal to is actually the different distance to be covered is the difference between these 2 points. Okay, it's the difference between the 2 points. See, I don't know, if you can really follow this through one answer, but let me just try. So difference between the 2 points. So we should write the positive one first, 10 minus 350, which is 10 plus 350, which is 360 meters. Or if this part, because we won't spend too much time on this now, if this part you're not able to follow, just understand what I told you. From here to here, if you have to walk, you have to walk 10 meters. Then from here to here, if you have to walk, you have to walk 350 meters. So totally, how much have you walked? 360. That is the total distance. And in integers, this is how we present it. The distance to be covered is the difference between the 2 points. Should write the positive one first and then the negative one. The difference. Difference means subtraction. Difference means subtraction. So 10, the positive one first. 10 minus 350. So minus into minus is plus. 10 plus 350, which is 360 meters. Or for now, you directly write distance to be covered is equal to, just write 360 meters, or you can just write 10 plus 350, which is 360. 10 plus 350, which is equal to 360. Now the next part. The next part is to find the time taken. You can do it in 2 ways. Without using the formula also, you can do it. Without using the formula, you can do it. 6 meters is covered in 1 minute. So 360 meters will be covered in 360 by 6, which is 60 minutes. Which is equal to 1 hour. Or you can use the formula. Time is equal to distance by speed. Time is equal to distance divided by speed. The distance to be covered by the elevator is 360 meters. And the speed of the elevator is 6 meters per minute, sorry. This is the distance, right? You can use a formula. I told you can work it like this or use a formula. Time is equal to distance by speed. Distance to be covered by the elevator is 360 meters. Divided by the time, divided by the speed. What's the speed? 6 meters per minute. It's given in the question here. 6 meters per minute. That's a speed. So divided by 6. So when you simplify this, you get 60 minutes, because here in the form, see here in speed, it is 6 meters per minute, So the answer which you get will be in minutes, 60 minutes, which is nothing but 1 hour. Yeah, take a picture. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go through them again so that you can recall if you get the same question in the exam tomorrow. Okay. Will you get assertion reason type questions tomorrow?
No, ma'am, they will not give assertion and reason. They will only give for quarterly, ma'am.
Okay, so I won't, I have some assertion reason type questions, so I'll not do that now. Huh? Not needed for tomorrow's test? Or shall we do 1 or 2?
Ma'am, we shall do 1 or 2 because not confirmed, ma'am. They'll keep, because they did not write the pattern for us, so I don't know about the assertion.
Okay, then we'll just do 1 or 2. We'll just do 1 or 2. 1 minute. Okay. I'll not write the options. You know, the 4 options for assertion reason questions, you know. Say the assertion is 38 into 102 is equal to 3,800 plus 76. This is the assertion. The reason is for any 3 integers A, B, C, A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. Okay, so let's understand this. The assertion statement is 38 into 102 is equal to 3,800 plus 76. So let's work on, this is the question, and you'll have the 4 options. Okay, so now let's work on the assertion. What is given in assertion? 38 into 102. Yeah, using the distributive property of multiplication over addition, we'll write 38 into 100, 102, we'll write it as 100 plus 2, correct? And then 38 into 100, 3800 plus 38 into 2, 76. So assertion is correct. This is how we'll solve using the distributive property of multiplication over addition. To multiply 38 and 102, we'll use the distributive property of multiplication over addition. We'll write 102 as 100 plus 2. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And then
ma'am.
38 into 100, 3800 plus 38 into 2, 76. So assertion is correct. What's the reason? For any three integers a, b, c, a into b plus c. Yeah, this is only a into b plus c. See here. Okay, let me give one more step. So what did we do here? We wrote it as 38 into 100 plus 38 into 2, which is nothing but 3800 plus 76. So in the reason, what do we have? A into b plus c. See, this is a into b plus c. B plus c is equal to a into b plus a into c. Correct? Do you remember this property we learned last year? We learned these properties last year. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 38 is A, 100 is B, and 2 is C. So A into B plus C. See how have we worked it? A into B, 38 into 100. So A into B plus 38 into C. What is 38? A. And 2 is C. So 38 into 2 means A into C. So reason is true. Reason is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So correct. In the reason, we have the distributive property, and in the assertion, we have an example similar to that. So both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion statement. That's the correct option. Assertion is true, reason is true, and reason is the correct statement for correct explanation for the assertion statement. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Assertion. If A is a multiple, if A is a multiple of 6 and B is the least prime number, then A divided by B is an integer. is the assertion. The reason is for any two non-zero integers a and b, a divided by b is always an integer. Yeah, read this and try to understand as much possible. I'll just come back in 2 minutes. Yeah. So a is a multiple of 6. So a will be like 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. B is the least prime number. Which is the smallest prime number?
2.
2. So A is 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on, because it's a multiple of 6. And B is 2. Now we have to perform A by B. So A by B will be, if A is 6, B is always 2. B is always 2. Okay, see, B is always 2. A divided by B. B is always 2. So A can be 6, or it will be 12, or it will be 18, or 24, or 30, and so on. So what is 6 by 2? 3. Is 3 an integer? Yes. See, A divided by B is an integer. So 6 by 2, 3 is an integer. 6 is an integer. 9 is an integer. 12 integer. 15 integer. Yes, when you perform A divided by B, the answer is always an integer. Because the numerator is what? 6, 12, 18, 24. The multiples of 6 are even, right? The multiples of 6, all multiples of 6 are even. So numerator is an even number. The smallest number is 6 there. A is a multiple of 6. All multiples of 6 are even, which means they are exactly divisible by 2. So A is a multiple of 6 and B is 2. So when you divide A by B, the smallest value you get will be 3, because 6 by 2, 3. Then 12 by 2, 6. You can see the answer is always an integer. So true, assertion is true. Reason is for any two non-zero integers. Non-zero meaning not 0. So A is not 0, B is not 0. For any two non-zero integers, A is not 0, B is also not 0. A divided by B is always an integer. That is false because this is in reason, this is in assertion. In reason, A by B, what are A and B? Any integer, but not 0. In the reason, A is any integer, but not 0. B is also any integer, but not 0. Now, when you do A by B, so supposing you take A as 5 and B as 7. See, A is an integer, no? This is an integer. This is also an integer. When you divide 5 by 7, is the answer an integer? No, it's not an integer. So the reason is false. So the reason is false. It's given it's always an integer. It may be an integer. Maybe. Sometimes, see now if you take the numerator integer as 14 and the denominator integer as 7, then you get 2. The result is also an integer. But A divided by B need not always be an integer. It may be an integer, may not be an integer. So the reason is false. The reason is false. So assertion is true, reason false. Just think about it and ask me if you have any doubts. I'll just come back in a minute. Yeah, children, any clarifications?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what's the answer for this? Assertion is true. Reason is false. Right? Let's try this one. The temperature at noon was minus 10 degrees Celsius above zero. So let's just take a number line. Okay, so we'll just mark 0 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees, 4 degrees, 6 degrees, 8 degrees, 10 degrees, 12 degrees. That's it. Then here minus 2 degrees, minus 4 degrees, minus 6 degrees, minus 8 degrees, minus 10, minus 12, minus 14, minus 16. Okay, if needed, I'll extend it later. Okay, now we'll just 14 degrees and so on. Now the temperature at 12 noon was 10 degrees Celsius above zero. So this is 0, 10 degrees Celsius above zero. So this one. So this is the temperature at 12 noon. 10 degrees Celsius above zero meaning plus 10 degrees Celsius, not minus 10 degrees Celsius. Minus 10 degrees Celsius will be 10 degrees Celsius below zero. 10 degrees Celsius below zero means minus. This is 10 degrees Celsius above zero. So plus 10 degrees Celsius. That's the temperature at 12 noon. If it decreases at the rate of temperature is falling, it's becoming cooler and cooler. If the temperature decreases at the rate of 2 degrees per Celsius per hour until midnight. So now the time is 12 noon, no? Then it will become, see, it's afternoon now. Then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 8 degrees Celsius. 2 o'clock, it is this one. 3 o'clock, because the temperature is falling at the rate of 2 degrees Celsius per hour. The temperature is falling. It's becoming cooler. So the temperature falls at 2 degrees Celsius per hour until midnight. So now this is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it's 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, from 10 degrees, it's 8 degrees. Then at 2 o'clock, from 8 degrees, it becomes 6 degrees. It's falling by 2 degrees, no? So 6. Then this is at 3 o'clock. This is at 4 p.m. This is at 5 p.m. This is at 6 p.m. This is at 7 p.m. This is at 8 p.m. This is at 9 p.m. This is at 10 p.m. This is at 11 p.m. And this at 12 midnight. So at 12 midnight, what are the questions? At what time would the temperature be 8 degrees Celsius below zero? That means minus 8 degrees Celsius. So look at the number line and tell me, at what time is the temperature?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Correct. 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., the temperature is minus 8 degrees Celsius. That means 8 degrees Celsius below zero. And then what would be the temperature at midnight?
Minus 14.
Minus 14 degrees Celsius.
Minus 14.
Correct. Minus 14 degrees Celsius. No, I don't know if you took a screenshot. Okay, we'll just do one more from fractions and decimals and wind up. Okay, now this question is a passage type question. It's really big. I'll just tell you the details. Now, supposing, okay, so there's this father, okay. Now, he, like distributes his property in this way. He gives 3/5 to two sons equally. Then 1/3 to two daughters equally, and then the rest he gives it to a trust. It's a passage question from fractions and decimals. So this father, he distributes his property as follows. He gives 3/5 of the property to his two sons. So they will share it equally. The father gives 3/5 of the property to the two sons, and they will share it equally. 1/3 he gives to his two daughters. They will share it equally. And the rest of it, is given to a trust, a charitable trust. Now your question is, how much does each son get? Now I'm not going to wait for you to answer because it's time we need to wind up. So I'll give you the answer. So what is each son share? Each son's share will be, see, now it's like there are 10 chocolates. 2 of them have to share. So 10 by 2, right? So each one gets 5. Similarly, the total property for both the sons is 3 by 5. Now this should be shared between the two sons. So divided by 2. For the two sons, the share is 3 by 5. How will they share? They'll divide by 2. So that means 3 by 5 into division becomes multiplication, and 2 by 1 becomes 1 by 2. So each son's share is 3 by 10. 3 by 10 is each son's share. Next, each daughter's share. The next question is each daughter's share.
1 by 6.
Yeah. So that will be, for both the daughters, it is 1 by 3. So each one will, so supposing there are 4 daughters divided by 4, 6 daughters divided by 6. So 2 daughters, so divided by 2, which is 1 by 3. Division becomes multiplication. 2 by 1 is 1 by 2. Reciprocal, so 1 by 6. So each daughter's share is 1 by 6. Then how much is given to the trust? How much is given to the trust? How much is given to the trust? So totally, this is the son's share. This is the daughter's share. So this is the sons and the daughter's share together. 3 by 5 is the two sons' share. 1 by 3 is the two daughters' share. So when you add 3 by 5 and 1 by 3, that is the total share for the children. Now 1 minus this will be the fraction which goes to the trust. Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
We should work this. Because in fractions, the total is 1. In fractions, the total is 1. So 1 is the total. 1 is the total minus how much the sons have taken 3 by 5. How much the daughters have taken 1 by 3. So totally how much has the have the sons and daughters taken 3 by 5 plus 1 by 3. So what is remaining? 1 minus this one. So this is equal to 1 minus, when you take the LCM, you should know 15 is the LCM. So it will be 9 plus 5, which is 1 minus 14 by 15. And again, when you take the LCM, you get 1 by 15. Take the LCM, you'll get 1 by 15. So the portion of the property that goes to the trust is 1 by 15. The portion of the property that goes to the trust is 1 by 50. Is it okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
And supposing they ask you to, arrange these fractions in, any ascending or descending order, you'll have to make the denominators equal, correct? How do you compare fractions? You can either divide and write the decimal form. You can divide 3 by 10, 0.3, 1 by 6. You can divide, write the decimal equivalent and then compare the decimals. Or if you don't want to write the decimal form, you should bring everything to the same denominator and compare. I'm telling you how to compare fractions. To compare fractions, you can write the decimal form of 3 by 10, 1 by 6, and 1 by 15. Then you can look at the decimals and you can easily say which is the smallest value, which is the greatest value. Or what you can do is you can bring all the fractions to the same denominator by using LCM. Then once every fraction has the same denominator, smaller the numerator, smaller the fraction. Greater the numerator, greater the fraction. So like that you can compare. All right, children. Have you taken screenshots?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just share a worksheet on, just try to go through that. Just share a worksheet on integers. Go through that. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Good luck for your test tomorrow. So tomorrow you will not have a class. The others have their maths sometime next week. So mostly I'll not take for them also. I'll make a class for them when they have their class next week. So that I'll discuss with them. All right. So we are not meeting tomorrow. We'll have our class on Saturday, regular class on Saturday. All right.
Yes.
Do you have
Yes,
a test
ma'am.
on, do you girls have a test on Saturday at school?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Oh, you finish all your tests today, is it? I'm
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is your last test, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Mostly you will not have a class tomorrow, but I'll let you know. You can, if I'm able to accommodate all of you tomorrow, I'll let you know. You can just check WhatsApp for details. All right, children. Thank you. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, children. Bye.